What actually makes a performance of Clair De Lune truly magical, instead of just a correct sequence of notes? Both amateurs and professionals spend hours on this piece, but the difference is that professionals know how to turn hard parts into real music. That's what I learned from my teachers in conservatories in Russia and here in Vienna, and I see how well it works with my students every single day. For example, take this passage on the fourth page. For many, it's a real stumbling block. The real secret isn't fast fingers, it's understanding the principles behind the music. As soon as my students apply this, Clair De Lune stops being a technical struggle and become a pure joy. In this video, we will look at how to make left hand sound light and floating, how to get a singing tone in the right hand, and how to balance them together. Stay till the end because all these principles are connected, and once you see the whole picture, everything will click. On this channel, I dive into pieces and technical things in detail. I already have, for example, a full breakdown of Chopin's Fantasia Op. 2, and I'll be covering more great works soon. Make sure to subscribe. Please give this video a thumbs up. It's the easiest way to say thank you for the knowledge I'm sharing with you. And now, let's get to the piano. We are starting the lesson. The first major challenge students face is this. They can usually play through the first 2 pages, but then they reach the end of the second, and this is where the real fear begins. That's because here the true technical difficulties suddenly appear, and they are actually become visible on the score as well. First, the tempo increases. Here is standing on poco mosso. Second, the left hand introduces this flowing arpeggiated accompaniment. And this is where most people struggle. So let's work on that now, not just to play the notes, but to make it symbolize moonlight itself. It should sound not heavy, but shimmer and real moonlight. The very first thing is to understand that each arpeggio is divided between the left and the right hand. So as you can see, here are ligas. And this means that this is the one arpeggio divided between left and right hand, left and right, left and right. The same here. Liga, left and right. Liga, left and right, and so on. The right hand doesn't play separately. It actually continues and catches the motion of the left. Think of it like rowing a boat. One stroke and you push forward. So one stroke. Another stroke and you glide. These are the rowing motions that keep the entire texture flowing smoothly. That's why the left hand is so important here, and Debussy actually gives us a little hint. He writes the bass notes as a quarter notes. This isn't accidental. It shows us there is a second voice that we need to lean on. You can play it separately for the beginning. To bring that out, the wrist should move downward, almost as if you are dipping deeply into the water. And actually upward it goes naturally. When you go down deep enough, you don't have to pull. Never pull it up. So please concentrate on going as deep as you can. Deep, and then it goes naturally up. Deep, and then it goes naturally up. This movement is of course not a huge one. It's recognizable, right? The right hand comes in right at the top of this movement, just like when you lift the oar out of the water. Oar goes in, comes out, in, comes out, in, comes out. And once you begin solving these technical challenges, you have 2 paths to take to go even deeper. Path number 1 for independent learner. If you want to walk the path from start to finish with a highly detailed map, I have recorded a complete and executive masterclass for you called Magic of Clair De Lune. In this full guide, I break every single measure and artistic detail, and you can study it at your own pace and apply to your practice immediately. And pass number 2, for those who want a personal guide. If you'd rather have me personally work with you on your technical challenges at the piano, identify your strengths and areas for improvement, and create a personalized plan to develop your repertoire and technique, then the one-on-one consultation is for you. You can find all the information via a single link in the description below. Now let's pay close attention to fingering. The fingering has to support this natural rowing motion. What do I mean by that? You should use the thumb as little as possible and avoid unnecessary shifts in the hand positions. Try to play as many notes as you can in one open position. So, for example, for the first arpeggio, use fingers 5, 3, 2, 1 instead of 5, 1, 2, 1. The thumb is short, and every time it plays, it tends to create a little accent. This accent interrupts the flow. And this is the key in Clair De Lune. There are many open positions rather than closed ones. Beginners and amateurs often feel safer in closed, narrow positions because the hand feels more stable there. But this is impressionism. The open positions minimize the use of the thumb and give the left hand accompaniment this shimmering, liquid quality. If you see closely, I will play now for you the whole arpeggio. I use the thumb once in the left hand and once in the right. Once, once. Once, once. If I will play it with chords, it will sound like this. The same applies to all that arpeggios. Now when it comes to the longer arpeggios, like for example in the page 4 here is especially important to practice the entire arpeggio as a single unit and again minimize the number of position changes. That way it will feel and sound much smoother. 1, 1. So basically I play the first finger only here, the thumb, and here on F. Here the thumb comes on G and on G. G, G. The key is to find one correct fingering and commit to it completely. Learn that fingering and always use it. That consistently is what makes these long arpeggios flow with ease. And of course the movement downward. So down and go up, down, up, down, up. For the right hand to truly sing, we first need to practice the principle of beautiful sound away from the keyboard, right on the closed lid. That's where we develop the motion and only then transfer it to the keys. The most important thing here is to let the whole arm relax, while keeping the fingertips active and responsive. The shoulder, the back, the elbow, the wrist, all of this should feel heavy, almost like a weight of a tiger's paw. Then imagine a cat jumping and landing softly on the 4 paws. Of course, we have 5 paws, our fingers. Try it on the lids with the whole hand, feeling that soft but firm contact. So I'm not pressing, I am feeling the soft contact. At the same time, let the arm move as if it has a large, beautiful wing, like the wing of the swan. You should be completely relaxed. Never press your shoulder to your body. Here is the wing of the swan. The wrist is flexible, while the fingertips act like the cat's paws, firm, precise, and grounding you into the surface. You're not pressing down, but you're rather sinking in, as if gently entering into the lead. This is actually a principle of producing beautiful tone. First we practice on the lead, and only then we bring it to the keyboard. So now let's try it on the keyboard. Play only the upper voice. So upper voice here is here, here, and here. You play two voices together and sometimes one. Imagine that these two voices are playing from separate instruments in the orchestra. For example, two clarinets. The upper one is clarinet 1, the lower one is clarinet 2. You should hear the upper one slightly more than the lower one. So this you should hear more than. In order to do that, distribute the weight of your all relaxed arm more towards the fifth finger. Imagine that your arm goes slightly, like rotates slightly here to the fifth finger. It's very little motion. I feel like I'm going deeper with the fifth finger as with this third one. Same here. You can also play just the melody, the upper one, in order to practice this highlighting. And now the main question, how do we make the right hand truly sing while the left hand accompanies? We must imagine a singer and the orchestra or pianist to support them. So this is your singer and this is your orchestra, and it's supporting. Here in the score, marked is pianissimo, but that doesn't apply to the top melodic line. Pianissimo belongs to everything in the background. Think of it like a stage. When you go to the theater, you see a ballerina in front. She doesn't blend into the scenery. The scenery is soft, far away, at the background. The same is true here. The melody must stand apart. So how do we achieve this balance? First, we transfer the weight into the right hand, just as we did before practicing beautiful tone. At the same time, the left hand bass can also be brought out a little. It stands apart from the melody. So don't be afraid to play bass also with this motion into the keyboard. You can practice without the arpeggios, both hands together. Feeling heavy. All the inner notes, everything in the middle must be played softer, almost vanished into the texture. This requires training the ear and the will to really listen. We lean into the right hand and into the bass line, and then let the rest of the accompaniment flow gently, quietly. And then on one motion, I'm still holding the melody because I have to hold it till here. Bass, away, again together, away, and highlight here, again together, going away. You see my right hand playing like upward, not downward, because it catches the motion of the flow of the left hand. I'm still holding bass, together, wait, wait, and together. at first this kind of work must be done in the slowest possible tempo. That's the only way to feel every tiny millimeter of the motion. After 2 or 3 days of such slow practice, you can gradually increase the tempo and test whether the balance remains. If it doesn't, the issue is usually either with unprepared fingering or simply that the hands need more time to get used to this new way of playing. So let's summarize. Today I'll show you 3 powerful professional techniques. These are very effective methods that will help you not just press the keys, but create real music. And remember, the whole essence of studying music on the piano is transforming the written score into living, beautiful sound using special techniques. By the way, I've packed all the techniques needed to play the famous Clair De Lune in my detailed masterclass. All the information about the masterclass and how to start working with me personally is in the description box below. To avoid missing new lessons and most effective techniques, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We are building a community of passionate pianists here. And of course, to say thank you to me, please give this video a like. It's the best support for me. So see you next video.